Your life is yours to create. My name is Adam Sass. I'm 27. I'm from Illinois, and now I'm from here, West Hollywood. I'm gay. I've been out for 9 years, out to my family for 7, and I've never felt better. I'd like you to meet some of my gay friends because they all have something that they want to share with you.
Sunday nights, where do I come Sunday?
Oh, I work Sunday night.
I'm Denny.
You guys are roommates?
Yes, I'm Marcus.
I mean, the only conflict really was like, oh, Denny, Denny's gay, or like Denny acts like a girl. That the way the playground usually is.
Denny's writing is so girly.
Oh my god, I used to get that all the time.
We went to high school together.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
We've known each other since we were in junior high.
Are you for real?
Yeah. And the
Man.
interesting part is that when he came out, I still couldn't tell him, like, oh, me too, you know what I mean? And
We almost were at the exact same timeline,
Exact
but
same
doing it completely independent of one another. In high school, I was so busy and like involved in everything, and I had my friends and I had school.
had girlfriends.
Had girlfriends. Lots of a great time. Beginning of sophomore year, I started to get sick, and my stomach wouldn't let me eat anything, and I had horrible acid reflux, and I wasn't eating, and I was vomiting, and it was terrible, and not a single doctor knew what was wrong with me. And I needed a place to sit down and lean against a wall, and the only wall that was available that I could lean against was inside my closet. And so, through tears, I came out to him sitting in the closet, which was the wonderful irony.
For some reason, I just started feeling attracted to my best friend. It was like, well, what's going on? And I couldn't really tell him about it because, or I didn't feel like I could tell him about it because he was my best friend and everything. And, and each person in my life had a different idea of who Jonathan was. And, and I tried to make sure I lived up to that picture for each person. So it wasn't just, gay Jonathan and not gay Jonathan. There were like a million pieces of this pie that were for different people all over,
right.
Trying to, and then eventually I just said, wow, this is all one pie, and you have to, get rid of the baggage and just find the core of it, and that's who you are and that's who you need to be. There have been many difficult, things I've had to overcome or deal with in my life, and music has always been a constant, pretty much the only constant in my life.
I was just really scared of being different. You never are gonna fit the image that you have of yourself, the image that society expects of you. You're never gonna be that person. To just lift those expectations off you and let you be you is what you really have to do. Something that adults struggle with, that have identity issues and don't know who they are and think that they're supposed to be one way but they're another, and I think that as a gay teenager, those issues are at the forefront, and it kind of puts you almost ahead of the pack because you're that much more comfortable with yourself.
You can be who you want to be and be yourself. I think for me too, it's kind of weird, I feel like an ambassador of gay people sometimes. This guy that I work with that said, oh, I don't think I've ever really known anybody that was gay, and I was like, oh, you've known someone that was gay.
Yeah.
But now, he was kind of like, I thought, I imagined gay people were had dyed hair, blonde highlights, and looked like they were in NSYNC, and I was like, well, yes, NSYNC.
Some of them.
That's Lance Bass. I mean, come on. There are more gay people than Lance Bass. You gotta try things out. I definitely wore baggy Jinko jeans and dyed my hair, and that wasn't really me, but it kind of seemed like something I should try. Found out what I liked. I wore khakis to school with shirts tucked in for a while, and then I wore I painted my nails and was all into heavy rock. That was all my freshman year too.
Love this that? That's alright. I was a goth and I wore the trench coats and long black hair, so
You're gonna meet the most amazing man. That's what you tell yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
We met through mutual friends.
I
was
there when you met.
You were there that night. We were at a game night at our neighbor's house. I walked in late. I was there for only the last part of game night, so I was there for one round of Seen It maybe. We were on the same team, and I was like, who's this cute little guy over here? And not little guy, but...
Well, what's not fair about this story is that I was sitting in front of him. He used this little trick
I used my little trick of
working at a movie
Stupid
theater.
schmirk.
I was
So
basically
he
said,
said-
hey, can I have your, if you want, like, I get free movie tickets to this great, awesome movie theater. If you want to come with me to watch a movie sometime, I could get your phone number right now, maybe, and we could hang out. And he was like, okay, cool. So he gave me his phone
I'm
number.
cheap, so I was all into a free movie.
He was like, oh yeah, great, free movie. So I texted him right when I got his phone number, and I texted him, you're cute.
We were literally like a few feet away.
And
My
so-
phone vibrated in my pocket, and I was like, oh, who's texting me now?
And it said, you're cute. And then I saw Rick smile, like I watched his reaction, and then I saw him smile. And when I saw him smile, I knew that he was like kind of interested. And then I saw him text me back, and then I got a text, and it said, thanks, I can't stay.
I was like,
And now this is just, I am a gay man. I have my boyfriend. We've lived together for 4 years. I have my job, and I'm settled, and I have, my money and my life. I'm, completely independent from my parents. I'm in a good spot right now where my life is, and, doing the things I want to do, and trips, and just living life and being happy.
Single, just mingling and just living life. So,
I was wondering if you were going to rhyme single with mingle.
well, it's Southern Baptist Sissies by Del Shores. It's about these 4 boys in Dallas, Texas, growing up and dealing with their homosexuality and growing up Southern Baptist. My character had the unfortunate end of really trying to battle the two out so much to the point where my character commits suicide at the end. He hangs himself on stage, and that's how he feels like he's going to make God happy, is like by committing suicide, because he keeps reading all this stuff in Leviticus or wherever else there is in the Bible that Jesus did not say. Jesus didn't say a single word about it. He wants to be a good person. He wants to be a person of God and also be gay. And he felt he couldn't do that.
People preaching that, don't be gay kind of thing, it doesn't really apply to modern day, because we've just proven that it can exist. That we can be stable, and have stable families and stable lives, and still lie with a man the way you would lie with a woman, kind of. And nobody, even the most Orthodox Jews, don't function in that same capacity. Don't do all the laws. We all pick and choose. The spirit of those laws, that my Judaica teachers were teaching me, no longer really applied to my life. It was really easy for me to kind of reconcile being Jewish and being gay. I'm a better Jew, being a gay Jew, than being some sort of, closeted, nervous human being who just, is trying, is trying to, trying to fit into a rigid idea of what I think a good Jew should be.
A year ago, I flew across the country to join the Equality March in Washington, D.C., and I have never experienced a stronger community until that day. And that's the great irony about being gay. You grow up thinking that you're different and that you don't belong, but you belong being gay than many straight people belong being straight. You belong to a great kind of people. And if you kill yourself now, you'll never know how much you actually did belong. You belong. At the Equality March last year, somebody was at the very front of the mall. Someone told me to turn around. When I turned around, what I saw was hundreds of thousands of us. And you couldn't even see road. All you saw was people. It reminded me of a line from Angels in America when a closeted man says, homosexuals are people who know nobody and who nobody knows. That line was written over 20 years ago, and it no longer applies to us. And that's why you have to go on. There is a day coming, very soon, when these discriminatory laws that keep us unequal will wither and die. There will be dancing in the streets, there will be music, there will be love, and they won't be there. That day is coming in your lifetime, but you have to be alive to see it. Plan to see it. Wherever you are right now, plan your escape. And while you're planning that, also start thinking of a Halloween costume, because that's just around the corner.
I want to quote Dr. Seuss.
Yay.
Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Because it's true.